Hi friends, this is Carly and I am back today with another review. I am really excited about this one today because for the first time ever I will be reviewing an indie comic. So this individual, the person who wrote this book, reached out to me on Facebook with a DM and asked, after watching some of my videos, if I would be willing to review their comic. So just for the sake of transparency, I'm letting you know I got my copies of this digital comic book delivered to me for free by him in exchange for my honest review, which is what I'll be giving you today. So with that said, let's just get started right away with the book because I have a lot to say. So today we are looking at Judas Breed. Here is the cover of the first issue. I got 3 issues. The first is called Awakening, the second is called Transformation, and the third is called Contained. The author of this book is Kenneth A. Brown, and his artist is Ryan Best. These were published through Pen Ink Color Studios and can be purchased for $3 an issue or $9 for the collected first 3 issues at peninkcolor.com, and I will share all of those details in the description, and I encourage you all to go check this book out. So let's get right into it. I read a little bit about Kenneth's background before I dove into the book, just to sort of let me know what his perspective was coming into this project. And I think it's really worthwhile to know because you can see his influences in his writing for sure. So Kenneth wanted to start in his career as a screenwriter. So he wrote his screenplays, hit the pavement, and unfortunately wasn't able to sell any of his scripts. He then got this recommendation from an acquaintance to move into comic books and took his script and did that here. So the book that I read and the book that you'll read if you choose to order Judas Breed is very cinematic. And I feel that the cinematic nature of this comic is done so well. Scene for scene, you can really feel the way that it was storyboarded out, and it was done to be visual, which obviously in comic books is so critical. I feel that the ratio of dialogue and imagery was right on point, so it felt really natural as a comic book, but also had the drama and tension of a really good action movie. So I really appreciated the way that he used his background and his original plan, and instead of giving up on the project, took it to Kickstarter and got these books made because it was really worthwhile. So I want to scroll through and show you some of Ryan Best's artwork in this book, because when I found out that there was only one artist doing pencils, ink, colors, and lettering, my mind was completely blown. The scope of this project for just the first 3 issues for one artist alone, especially working independently, is almost unbelievable. It's so professional, and okay, I'm gonna get focused in here. It's so professional and so complete. There's literally nothing missing in the artwork here. There's nothing to tell you either that this was an indie project. So I don't want to show too much. I don't want to give away Kenneth's book here, but I want you guys to appreciate the polish and the finish on this. The covers are beautiful. The colors are perfect. And really for the artwork, I have no criticism. There are a couple places where I feel that the line work isn't consistent, meaning that there's a little bit of a bolder outline on the characters in some places than there is in others. And you know, in some comics they use like a bolder outline to give more of a cartoony feel. The vibe of this book isn't that, so the couple of times where I personally felt that the line work was a little heavy, I definitely noticed. But those were literally, I think, 2 instances. Other than that, the artwork in this is absolutely stellar. Let's move on to what the story is so we can dive into Kenneth's writing as well. So this is a space adventure mystery in the vein of something like Alien, or if you ever saw the movie in the 90s, Mimic. It is about a NASA crew who is out investigating caves in space on different systems and different planets, and come across a couple of fossilized skeletons. And from that point, there is a breach, there is an infection, essentially, that takes place, and then we go on from there. I don't want to give away too much because these books aren't incredibly long, and there's no fat on this story at all. They're trimmed to perfection. So anything that I tell you is straight from the book, straight from the plot, and I don't want to ruin where this goes. But if you think of an alien vibe for this story, that's what it is. And it's really done well. The monsters in this book are very original, and the way that the story is told with the transformation initially that the monster causes, and then the transformation in what happens to the crew of the ship and the people who are sent to help them afterwards is really clever and really leaves a lot of room for intrigue and story development down the line. Again, I know I'm being a little bit vague here, but I really don't want to give this away because it is such a worthwhile read. This is creepy, it's dark and mysterious, and there is an element of government conspiracy in it, which I think is really suiting to the environment right now. I think a lot of people like to read that kind of stuff. So let's talk about the writing. The pacing of this book is spectacular. It goes just right, just the way that you'd expect a comic book to go. Excuse me. My only criticism of the pacing is that it cruises along so smoothly that I almost feel that there could be more. This was 3 issues that I read, and the first one is pretty short. I think the other 2 are a tiny little bit longer, but I feel like each of them could possibly be doubled in length, or there could be 3 more issues with just a little bit more filler in between. I feel like while the pacing is really good, the story could have blossomed a little bit more around it. But that is, while it is a criticism, it really is more of me just enjoying what I read so much that I wanted to know more. And that could be coming in future volumes. I know that as a Kickstarter project, these things take time. And definitely the 3rd issue is a cliffhanger, so there's more to come. And because they so successfully developed these 3 books, we have every reason to believe that they will be able to produce a 4th. And I'm really looking forward to that and will absolutely be supporting it. The story plot is perfectly laid out. As far as a linear plot with a little bit of flashback, a very tiny little bit of flashback, the order of the story is clear, concise, and it makes sense, and it fits the alien type space narrative. So everything, while the story and the content itself is totally original, the type of story is familiar, so it's very easy to get into Kenneth's world right away. He makes it clear what he's doing, we can understand what the story's about, and get right into it. The only criticism I have of the writing is that a couple of times I felt that the dialogue was a little bit clunky, meaning that the dialogue didn't seem to suit the character the way that I imagined the character would speak. And there was a familiarity with the crew that made sense in a lot of ways because of the kind of mission that they're on and how long they are sequestered together. But at the same time, I sort of missed a military jargon that I'm used to hearing in these stories, where people refer to one another as their last names instead of their first, where people are referred to by their rank and class in a situation, sort of NASA type military situation. So those little things sort of stuck out to me, but they did not ruin this for me at all by any stretch of the imagination. And like I said, these weren't consistent issues. They were every once and again. Things didn't quite feel right to me. But overall, the dialogue is very natural. The relationships, while I wish I could have learned more about the relationships, they are developed completely and clearly, and it really makes for an exciting turn of events when the main action of this story takes place. So, all of this said, I am a huge space drama fan. I love Alien. I see the influence of that in this book. I love in manga, I love horror and mystery, and all of those things are really well blended into this story. And I love military drama. So all of that is there too. For the tiny things that I noticed that were a little bit off for me or took me a little bit out of the moment, the overall story and the beauty of this project far overwhelmed all of it. I highly recommend picking up this book. Number one, to support someone who has done so much work. Kenneth and Ryan together have really created something spectacular, and we should all support artists who are doing things from the grassroots. And second of all, just because it's a dang good book, I just really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So for my first ever indie comic, I feel like I really hit the jackpot. I got very lucky on this one. There's mostly only good things to say, and I really think that everybody should seek it out. So again, I'm going to share all of the information that you need to order these books in the description below. I will be reaching out to Kenneth to have him keep me posted on how to support his Kickstarter, or how to order future books, or how to order any current materials that he has out, and I will share those on Annoying You with Friendship's Facebook page so that you guys can stay abreast of everything that he's doing. And with all of that, that is the end of today's review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you pick up Judas Breed and what you think of it. And if you are an indie creator, please email your work to me at annoyingyouwithfriendship@gmail.com, and I am more than happy to read and review it here. I have another independent review coming next Wednesday, and I cannot wait to do more. So thanks for watching today, you guys. I really look forward to doing another video for you, and we'll be back with a new one on Friday. Thanks. Have a great day.